Oh, damn it!
What are you doing in my swamp?
I got you, homie.
Aquarius, how you doing? I'm up here, Aquarius. How you doing? Hello. If I'm a little bit nasally, I'm sorry, but I just sneezed a moment ago. Apoo! And I just sneezed, so I might be a little bit all bugged up. It's literally just because of smoke, to be honest with you. Every time I smoke, I kind of like smoke goes up my nose and I sneeze. So there you go. So I was trying to think of a lie, thinking how can I come out with a lie just to sound it a little bit more interesting of why I'm sneezing. Every time I have a cigarette, if it goes up my nose, I sneeze. So anyway, you could be dealing with the 7 dwarves, so it could be a life path 7 or a Cancerian. Anyway, Aquarius. So, Aquarius, what have you got coming up for your next 48 hours for Aquarius? Please make sure you smash that like button, Aquarius. Getting offensive or offended or an offender or a fender bender, because that could be 7-0 and a Cancer and a life path 7, okay? So, I don't know if there's something around driving or anything like that, or it's just driving me crazy at the moment. Whatever, I could even be just driving myself crazy or driving Daisy crazy. But it's like, I just feel like I'm going out of my mind. Like, I just really want to get out. Okay, I really want to get out of this commitment, out of this relationship, or out of this job, or out of this house. But whichever way it is, I just want out. I am so fed up with it, Aquarius. It doesn't matter whether even Steve, like it, if I say it, you say Steve, could be Stephen King. But like, I am so fed up with it. I'm never getting anywhere. I've got to do something else. I've got to get out of this house. Okay. Aquarius, next 48. So, oh dear. So there's the 5 of Swords. So someone here is getting very aggressive. So it's like I'm argumentative and wondering why that you're not bothered. Like, if you look at the cards, I'm wondering why you're just standing there, not bothered, listening to me. Why have you not got any time for me? Why are you not paying me any attention? Yeah, this is where Steve goes down the ADD road. So if someone here has mental health problems, which is attention deficit disorder, this is a person that's trying to fight to get someone's attention. Now, if there's nobody fighting to get this person's attention and they're not paying any attention deficit disorder energy, that's just what's going through someone's mind, right? On their own. Like, I'm on my own. I'm inside this house. It's driving me crazy. I'm inside of my own head. That's driving me even more worse. And I just got to get out of my head and out of this house, out of this commitment, out of this relationship, or out of this job. It's just driving me nuts. So it's either that, but I can hear this, I can hear it in my head, I can see it and hear it of a woman saying, oh my God, these kids are driving me crazy from America, Kim. Hello, Kim, you're right. Sorry, I missed you the other day when you was on the chat, in the chat window there on the side. But like I can hear someone saying this, oh my God, my kids are just driving me crazy. Will you please just leave me alone? Right? Will you stop hound dogging me? So it could be a hound dog. So it could be Elvis Presley, but it could be a cat. That would be a Leo maybe. But it's like, oh, will you just leave me alone? Will you please keep arguing? Why are you always trying to get my attention when you know that I have ADHD? Okay. So it could be that. Okay. Could be. Not always.
Oh no, here we go again. Santa has something to say.
Oh my God, have you guys really not hit that like button yet for Steve? What's it going to take to get you guys to do me that one small gesture? A very expensive animation? Just do yourself a favor and please just move your thumb just that one small micro inch.
Blood, goddamn, you so whack.
Let's see Aquarius, next 48. See, 7 and 5s, again, when I was saying about 5s and 4s don't get on, 5s and 7s are also very difficult as well. Because a 5 will look at a 7 to say, why are you all so defensive? But when you look at a 5, it's offended by being offensive. Like, I'm being offensive towards you, and I'm saying stuff that you don't want to listen to. And then I wonder why you don't want to listen, why you don't stay around long enough listening to me complain. Nobody wants to hear anybody that complains. So it's kind of like, oh dear, here we go around and merry-go-round yet again. So, or Jen, Julian, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack. Okay, like that, pretty much, going around the same thing over and over again. So, the 8 of Cups. So it's like, I'm out, Dave. I'm out. I'm sorry, Dave, but I'm out. I'm not dealing with this anymore. Okay. So some of you, this is the going out part though, because if it doesn't come up in your love life or your work right here, then this is more to do with like, you know what, my head is just driving me crazy at the moment. I might not even be dealing with anyone, but just dealing with myself is the most difficult part, which has got to be ADHD for a lot of people, or mental health. It does show it on the card. Okay, 1, it's swords, which means mental energy. Okay, and then 5, if you look, why is nobody paying me any attention? Right? So it's like this, I've got to get out of the, like, it's just, I can't even cope with myself, let alone anybody else at the moment, right? So I just want to be on my own, get in my car, take off, and just sit in a car park, drinking coffee with Jono, and then listen to a bit of Forrest Gump where you're like, listen, I know what love is, Jono, but I just don't want it, right? Do you know what love is? Yeah, of course I do. So why are you not giving me any? Because I'm giving it to myself. That's why. I'm going to give myself some R&R and a break and some time, and I just need some distance. But you're emotionally distant, 8 of Cups. Of course they are, Tyrone. They have ADHD. This, again, it's coming up. It's just showing me. This can also mean, I suppose, emotionally distant. Why are you emotionally distant? Because I have attention deficit disorder. Right? Who's bullying a person with ADHD here? Would anybody do that to a person that lives, that is in a wheelchair? Okay, if someone was in a wheelchair, would you tell them, look, stop sitting down, get up and walk? You'd be like, what? That is so defensive. Why would you say that? Right? So, if a person has ADD and you can't see it, but you think, right, they're being slightly emotionally distant, I'll give them that distance because that's obviously what they want. That doesn't mean the person always needs emotional distance, but if that is how they're acting, then it might just be the fact that I just need a bit of time on my own, right? No big deal, because this can be also insecurity. Every time I'm not around you and you're emotionally distant, I think that it's me. But I've already told you it isn't you. I've told you I have ADD. I can't change that. So it isn't you. Okay. Yeah, but nothing. Right? If you're insecure that you can't just let me be on my own for a day or 2 or an hour or half, then what is the problem, right? Why are you so insecure if I'm not giving you the attention that you require? Well, that obviously says it, right? It's ADHD. It's nothing else. It's right. Now, if a person doesn't have that, you're just equivotably sick to death of this person. No, I'm not talking about cross-watchers, right? Why am I not? Because if you're cross-watching, right, you're going to get angry. Now, why do you do that? Because the statistics in YouTube say that for people that watch tarot, 95% of them, 95%, as a statistic, as a fact, are women that watch tarot. 95% are women that watch tarot. 5% are men, right? Then it gives you an age bracket of how old they are, right? So, if a woman is cross-watching and getting angry that I said, right, this person's absolutely crackers and lost their cream, right? They've lost their cream or their cracker. You would get really angry thinking that I was talking about you. No. Just relate it to the person that you're dealing with, whether you're cross-watching or not, right? Oh, see? There you go. You got a 4. You got the 4. Aries or Scorpio or life path 4. Okay. I rest my case. 5s and 4s are always opposite one another because Scorpio and Taurus, they're the opposites, right? Even though that's a 4 means Scorpio, but it's Aries, right? 5. Numerology. It will show you a lot more than astrology. Right? So, because it will show you the conflict within a pattern of sequence of numbers. What do numbers represent? Time. How long does time take? Well, a very long time, but how long does it take for a person before they start sabotaging something? 2 days? 3 days? It's happening every 2 or 3 days, this? With this person that causes the sabotage? Why is that? Because the 4 and the 5 are too close with one another, right? Because they're opposite, right? So it's an opposition within your chart that actually pushes you away from one another. As a human, you'll just think that it's the human. The human will say, well, it's because you have ADD. No, it's not because I have ADD or anything else. One, it's because you're very argumentative and you're always arguing. You're playing too many games. You always fight with me. You're always telling me what to do, wagging your finger. I ain't interested in that, Dave. Okay. And also my numerology says that you're the opposite from me. So what do you think? The opposite. What do you do? The opposite. If I say don't do it, you do it. I said don't do that, right? So if I've already told you don't do that and you are doing it, so what does that mean? Provoking. You're provoking me. So what does that mean? Narcissistic, right? If someone's already told someone, says, look, when you do those things, don't do that because I don't like that about you, right? Just please do not do that, right? But they do it. You're like, right? Why did you do it then? Right, you already know now. I've made you aware of that. I've made you aware of what does not work with me and what I like and what I don't like. So if you continue to do the opposite when I tell you not to do it and you do that thing that I don't like, then there's a reason why you're doing that. And that is because you're argumentative and the fact that you're trying to get my attention on you when I'm trying to think of something else, okay, or someone else, right? Will you stop harassing me? Unless your name is Harris, or Damien, or Derek, okay, or Dan. Let's see. Next 48 for Aquarius. 8. So it's to do with communication, Aquarius here. So let's find out, okay, because it is only the next 48 hours. What's the 7 of Wands representing? Messages. Bing. Where are you? At work. Okay, so you're with someone else then? What? No, I said I'm at work. So you're with another woman? No. Who said that? Tarot reader. What? You're gonna have to speak up a little bit. Start speaking English because I don't understand gibberish, bruv. Sorry, but where are you? At work. So you're with another woman? No. What? You paranoid? No, I don't trust you. So what are you with me for then? Okay, but I don't like not knowing where you are, why you're not messaging me. Well, because you're very argumentative for one, so I'm trying to avoid you. Oh, so it's your ADD? No. No, it's nothing to do with my ADD. It's because you're very argumentative. I'm trying not to get on your wrong side, right? Because like standing on eggs, Michelle, right? So it's like standing on eggshells around you, so I'd rather not talk to you at all. Well, it's got to be something else. No, it doesn't have to be anything else. It's just that I don't want to talk. So 5 of Swords. Now, this could be happening with a mother, a brother, sister, daughter, your friend, your aunt, or even your goldfish, Aquarius. 5 of Swords. Magician. God, why is it I hold it down for this one and then up for this one when I need to hold it down? Because you've got too many cameras, you big head. Yeah. Unless your name's Ed. Oh, I'm trying to have a new beginning. I'm trying to think about work. I'm trying to think about other stuff, man. What do you want now? Well, I want to start over again. We have, but if we're going to play out the same record, I've heard it once before. Right? I've heard it once before. Right? Sing me a lullaby, write me a story, but I've already heard it, right? 8 of Cups. 2 here. I don't know. Someone's brain is all over the place here. Now, I will say this, and I don't mind if you unsubscribe. If you're a person that is all up into the gang stalking and the witchcraft, the best advice I could ever give you is stop watching tarot. Me and everybody else. If it's all to do with witchcraft, gang stalking, and stuff like that, and you've continued to watch multiple readings to try and find out that there is, but you're saying that you know, then you already know. What you need to do is stop watching tarot because it's not doing your mind any good, and you need to move, physically move, okay? Because keep watching for something is you watching something, right? So it's not good for your state of mind, right? And it's definitely not good listening to people that are telling you about gang stalking, witchcraft, and all this sort of stuff. It's just YouTubers trying to find a plot in order to make a good story that you're going to relate to, right? So you will relate to it because you know that you're being gang stalked and that you're being like harassed, right? So you know that. You got your answer. So you don't need to watch anymore, right? You've got your answer. You don't need to keep searching to prove to anyone. All you need to do is prove it to yourself, right? If yourself is telling you I am, there you go. It's good enough. You've got your answer. So I'm talking about the people that have completely, like there are cameras and things in the bushes and God knows what else, right? You need to literally stop watching tarot, okay, and move. I'm not saying it's not happening, right? Granted, if it's happening, it's happening. So you need to pack up and move from where you are, right? Move from where you are. Because I guarantee you a person that's paranoid, if it is paranoia, energy follows you. And if you was to move from America to the UK, you would say that when you arrived in the UK, they're still watching me through a camera because it's the internet. They're still doing witchcraft on me because I can feel it from across the pond. So it doesn't matter where you run or where you go. If it isn't true and it isn't actually there, no matter where you go, that will follow you. Okay. It's not they, it's the energy. It's the thought that follows you. You carry thoughts where you go, right? Wherever you go, you always take your thoughts and your feelings with you. Okay, you take your past with you too. And if it is mental health, and it actually isn't, then what you need to do is seek help here. Tarot is not a doctor. Okay, it can actually do harm. Okay, if you're not fully intact up here. Okay. The Emperor. Now you can dislike me and you can run off maybe to another person, and you can keep looking. And you can keep searching, okay, and you can still come up with the same answer, and you can do that for years if you like, and then you can come back later on in the week or month and say, that person that's now gone, that was helping me all this time, is now gone, right? So you get 5 again. Major Arcana 5 now, okay. So is this health, mental health, or is it just I don't know, you got a lot of 5s and 4s. 4s and 5s can't seem to get on the same page. Sorry, that isn't to everybody, that little rant, but that is one of those things that I'm more than likely going to have to say in every single reading now because of people's mental health. Okay, so let me look into why the Temperance is here. That's also temper. Seem to lose my temper quite quickly at what? 4s. The Temperance card. 10. So it's over. It's done. Now, if it's only just started, right, if it's only just started up again before I've done you another reading, and then this is like, oh my God, it's over again. What on earth? Right? Someone keeps provoking someone to end the relationship because they have insecurities. Okay. Distrust energy. Don't trust you when you're not around me. Now, sometimes you may not have even, or no one's ever cheated on anybody, but they just come up with whatever in their head and they just start splurting it out as to make a person leave them. Sabotage. You ever dealt with a person that has huge sabotage? I mean like major D, but like strong sabotage issues, right? Trust me, as the stablest person in the world cannot prevent a person that is set out to destroy themselves will literally do that. They're going to do it. Right? So you won't be able to figure out what on earth is going on in your commitments and your relationships of why this keeps ending. Is because a person loves to play that many games until it's destroyed because of pleasure and pain. Pleasure and pain. Okay. I can't feel pleasure because then I would rather feel pain. So the makeup is so much better. Like it's an addiction, right? It's an addiction. I love to cause harm so I can end the relationship and feel the pain. because the pleasure of what comes from after that is going to feel so much better when can get back with you, when we can do the makeup stuff. Okay, that's going to be the best part. But in order to be able to get that substance of what I'm addicted to, I'm going to have to sabotage things first to be able to seek that energy out. Okay, some people in relationships can do that multiple times, right? Because you can't seek reward. Right? That can also be people with ADHD, right? They do not get dopamine, so they don't get rewards. So they end up with spending habits, drug habits. They end up with excessive spending habits. They can sleep with other people in commitments and also relationships. Can do. It's been known to do a lot of things with ADHD because of not receiving the reward of dopamine that a normal person gets just by getting up in the morning. They have to find that dopamine and they don't get it. They don't never get it. They get instant gratification. Okay, they'll look for food and they'll find it and think, well, that's my reward because it's a piece of chocolate cake. So it's like, oh, God, I can't wait to I'm just going to eat. I'm just going to eat. I don't care. I'm just going to eat it. Right? You end up with a binge eating disorder because that is your reward food, right? But what does it not help? Your mental health? It doesn't help your sluggishness. It doesn't help your energy. It doesn't help anything, right? But it is an instant gratification of reward. So a dopamine junkie that has those problems seek out rewards, right? Now, when people get involved in that, sometimes if they're completely out of control, I do have ADHD, okay, when they're completely out of control, they can go off for days without speaking to anybody. They can go off for days of going off themselves because they're just like, where have I been? Like, I've got no idea. And you're like, my God, you're like Jekyll and Hyde. You change from like being really low and up in the clouds to now really high. Why is that? Well, I haven't had anything, man. I just feel great without nothing. It's because they go too high, right? So they end up feeling like they can accomplish the world, right? Try having it if you haven't got it. It is awful. It's awful. Okay. Eight of Wands. So some of you could have been with a person that has ADD where you've done this for quite a while with this person, Eight of Swords and stuck in the tower, yeah. You've done this maybe for quite some time with this person. Okay, now me and my girlfriend, right, we go through this. Obviously she's a Leo, so we go through this a hell of a lot, but we don't go with other people, but we generally have a hell of a lot of arguments. Because we are also both 4s and 5s, right? A lot. Life path 5, Scorpio and Aries all through my chart, right? She's life path 5. Sag, Taurus, life path 5, right? With Sag in her chart. So we've been through that. Then it was also about 47 finding out that I have ADD and why am I emotionally distant? Why are you insecure? Why are you emotionally distant? Why are you insecure, right? There's never no cheating, but there is concessive amounts of arguments that are thrown around every single 2 days. If you guys have followed me for a long time, you know, right? I'm not going to hide it, right? It's a true fact. I just need to make sure that a lot of you here, if you are with someone that has ADHD and they're not cheating on you with other women or men, right? They're not doing that. And they just have mental health, then you're really going to have to be understanding. To be with a person with that, to make that work, you've got to be secure yourself. You really do. You have to have a lot of trust within your person that if they're emotionally distant, it isn't you. It isn't you just because they're emotionally distant. That does not mean you. If your emotions as a person, when you're soulmate and you're insecure, right? And you have trust issues, meaning that when they're not with me or they're not speaking to me or they're not talking to me, why is that? And you question all of those things that run through one's head all of the time. That is not emotionally and physically stable enough person to keep the person that has ADHD. Okay. because you have to let them go with what they're, because because ADHD controls them. It controls them. It's not them doing it. Okay, it's the disability that controls them. So if this is just something that is of a very difficult period around somebody here, it's because they're suffering through mental health. Okay, mental health. So if you're a partner like, well, I don't care, right? I don't care because they've done all of these things. This is not your reading, because you've ended it for quite a while. So it means someone else that is going through this at this time, because you can continuously watch energy that isn't present for a long time, thinking that, God, this sounds so much like my reading from a long time ago, right? But these are for people that are going through this themselves, because it can mean the person that you were dealing with at one point has gone off, and this is happening around their work, around their family, around their other relationship that they may not be present in. Okay, and it can happen again to someone new, right? So if this is your partner, then what you need to realize that if they did go off, things wouldn't really turn out so well for them because of mental health. Like in relationships, it would be very difficult for a person to be able to understand that emotional distance. Okay, because I need to be emotionally secure and physically secure in my head to be able to cope with you when you're like that. Okay, very difficult. So that's what we got for you guys. So there's your general reading. If you would like a 2-weekly reading every single week, very much in depth, then please consider joining Patreon. Patreon is below. You'll need the silver or the gold tier, or you can join the join button below for extras. Okay, that's very cheap. It's like $2 or $3, I think. I think you get like personal free readings, a chance to win a free Q&A with me. You get meditation music. You get, like I said, personal readings when I go live. You can ask me what you like. Teaching videos. It's all for $2, I think, $3. But it's all below. Anyway, thanks very much, guys. Really do appreciate it. And I will see you next time, Aquarius.